Realtors abide by a code of ethics. This is Article 9 in action. Beth, a first-time homebuyer, knew nothing about the home buying process, except that she wanted to buy a home. But her realtor had the expertise to make sure Beth understood every document, even giving her copies to review with her lawyer so Beth could close on her first home with confidence. Complicated things explained in simple terms. The difference between an agent and a realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the Men's Room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the Men's Room.
And away we go. Welcome to Season 16, episode number 3549. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, 3 Ted Smith, and Mike Hawk. Montgomery! And 2 are in the Men's Room. On tap today it is a random question. Your guess is as good as mine. Categories: the 10 best Kiss songs of all times. And great places to fish. We will play Profile This, plus headlines, the Men's Room Shot of the Day, fun with listener emails, and everyone's favorite, TV Time with Ted. Click, clack, and drink. All right, here we go. Man wants a divorce from his wife because she doesn't bathe, and they fight every time he asks her to.
Smell it.
Another man builds a huge slingshot in his backyard in Vermont because, quote, there is nothing here else to do. Maryland woman decides to FaceTime her husband while having sex at a Best Western with a guy in a hotel parking lot. Groom fractures spine after being dropped by groomsmen after tying the knot. And a shaman is charged with starting the California wildfire after boiling bear urine. That is all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, I'm one of those people who showers every day, and I don't always do it because I feel gross or dirty, but frankly, it's relaxing. And getting clean is just a byproduct. Now, that said, according to the experts, a daily shower is not necessary. In fact, generally, they say you only need to shower a few times a week. Well, a man in India, he wants to divorce his wife because she won't bathe daily. Now, that might seem a bit extreme, but he's a hygiene freak by his own admission. Now, there's a woman in India, she wants to divorce her husband because he only bathes once every 10 days. But then there's the man in Taiwan who wants to divorce his wife because she only bathes once a year. By the way, they've been together for 10 years. In other words, his wife has had as many showers as they've had anniversaries. And that's pretty gross. But look, people divorce or break up for all kinds of reasons. Maybe you grow apart, or someone was cheating, or you fall out of love, or maybe, like one woman, you find out that your husband, a grown man, by the way, is still being breastfed by his mother. Or you discover that your wife is wiping the ass of your son. It should be pointed out, your healthy teenage son. Yep. Now, these are just some of the stories that we've come across. Stories that left us with many questions. Questions we'd like to ask you in the form of the random question. And this is how it works. You call us, we ask you a question that's completely random. And after you share your story, we will share with you the news story that inspired said question.
We're part of the big show, the Random Question. Call 206-421-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Men's Room Live. And send your emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com.
Realtors abide by a code of ethics. This is Article 9 in action. Beth, a first-time homebuyer, knew nothing about the home buying process, except that she wanted to buy a home. But her realtor had the expertise to make sure Beth understood every document, even giving her copies to review with her lawyer so Beth could close on her first home with confidence. Complicated things explained in simple terms. The difference between an agent and a realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Kickstart summer with Memorial Day values at Lowe's. Choose 4 or more eligible Samsung appliances to complete your dream kitchen and laundry room. Plus, get 10% back via MasterCard gift card rebate. Also, save now on the latest Samsung appliances, like the bespoke refrigerator with panels in a variety of colors to mix and match. It's an easy way to create your own unique look. Memorial Day values start now at Lowe's. Shop in-store or online today. Offer ends June 13th. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
99.9 KISW.
I still can't figure out what Soundgarden wrote that song about.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
No, it's such a mystery. All the shows, away we go. Welcome to season 16, episode number 3,549. What a large and a charged program we have for you today. Once again, it's a guaranteed future repeat. That is a fact. The exciting return of your guess is as good as mine. We've got a couple categories for you today. We have the 10 best Kiss songs of all times. Woo! If you can believe it or not, when Kiss came to the Gorge Amphitheater last week, they said that was the last time that they would ever be playing in the state of Washington. That was their farewell tour. They were done.
You think Paul Stanley said hello to every municipality in the state of... Paul Stanley's very good about that. You know what I mean?
What is happening, George?
Hello, George.
Yeah. Surrounding area.
Yeah.
Ellensburg residents.
He's that guy.
Made the trek. Thank you.
No matter where you live, he's got you covered.
So we have the top 10 best Kiss songs of all time. Kiss has had quite the extensive catalog over the years, many different incarnations, many different sounds.
Is this based on like their hits or just what they rate as their best 10 songs?
These are the best 10 songs as voted on by the fans. Now, if you look at their hits, to be honest with you, none of their songs really charted. Rock and Roll All Night did back in the day. I was Made for Loving You.
I Was Made for Loving You.
Beth was their number one highest charted song. But if you look at charts, then you end up with Heaven's on Fire. You end up with Forever. You end up with
the songs that the fans hate.
Yeah, all the songs that, you know what I mean, maybe they'll play. Maybe one of those, each gig. Look it up. Not the worst song in the world. It might be close to the top 10, considering how well it charted.
I don't know about that. It's not the worst song in the world, but that's only because there's songs like What Did the Fox Say? But it is not a good song.
And I also want to say Hard Luck Woman charted back in the day.
Terrible song.
It's not the top 10, so you don't have to worry about that. And then we have the 10 best states for fishing. Now, when you think about fishing, you got to think about all the aspects of fishing. People
like
fish
water.
in rivers. They fish in lakes. They fish in oceans. Mm-hmm. They fish in Great Lakes. They fish all kinds of places. So, taking that into consideration, geographically based on the state, and not only that, but sources of income from the fishing industry, where people actually make money and do it for a living, or the most bass boats that have been sold in a state. The best states for bait and tackle shops and all these different things. They kind of put them all together into a formula and figured out if you're a fisherman, these are the 10 best places to go for all kinds of different things.
All right.
So Minnesota.
I was going to say Minnesota just because the lakes.
It's 10,000 lakes.
Right?
So land of figure. Yeah. Hey, they got a whole lot of water there, so maybe they make the list. So those are the categories coming up. We got the 10 best KISS songs and the 10 best states if you are a fisherman. With your guess is as good as mine. Also today, this is crazy. All right, we've got a show that has been announced that would be Tool at Comagdoma.
That is correct.
That's January 11th. We have a chance for you to win Tool tickets all this week. Now, what they asked us to do is they said you pick a different time every day.
Ooh, a different time every day.
And then we will give, listen to this, we're going to give a secret word. A secret word. And then when we give the secret word, what you do is you head to KISW.com and you put that word in, and then you have a chance to win the tickets. Now, we determined that today, the time that we will give the secret word. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Write this down.
4:20.
Ooh,
nice. 4:20.
I like that. I like your thinking.
Pick a time. We figured, hey, pick a time that's easy for people to remember. So 4:20 or around there, as close as we can get to it. We'll give you the secret word, which will then become your code word. Head to KISW.com and put that in there.
I hope the company's proud of the variation that we put into this, I
want to say Taryn's got tickets, Ryan had them, BJ and Miggs has got the tickets all this week. We will just give you a different time every day. So be sure to tune in at this time to find out when that code is, so you have a chance to win the Tool tickets. Also coming up, the Men's Room Happy Hour, as we give you a little bit more Men's Room every weekday, Monday through Friday at 6. We leave these airwaves and head on over to the Odyssey app, where we are not governed by the FCC, you see, so things get a little friskier in there. Believe it or not, oh my God.
I hope they don't get too frisky.
We did some picks on Friday.
They're getting real frisky.
For NFL football. Somebody in here almost ran the table and kicked total ass. I mean, just beat the living hell out of everyone. So we've got the results of that.
I don't even remember who I picked.
Well, look, man, I'm telling you, I was like, this person might go 14-0. They ended up going 12-2. But, I mean, it was pick after pick after upset. I was like, wow, man, this guy's on fire. This guy really must know his football. You know what I'm saying?
Must be Miles.
Yeah. Wow. This guy's amazing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And we're
football genius.
Yeah. Wherever. If you like pornography, we're going to get into some porn talk as well. So.
Even if you don't like pornography.
There's some interesting
there's just some things you might not know about pornography.
And if you don't have the Odyssey app, download it now. It's absolutely free. What you want to do from there is just search for the Men's Room, and then you'll see the Men's Room Appy, APPY hour. Favorite that. And that way, when 6 o'clock rolls around, if you want to keep listening to the show in a little bit of a different form, you can listen to the Men's Room Happy Hour and more Men's Room exclusively on the Odyssey app. All right, today we do our random question. Question 206-421-ROCK.
Random.
Hello, Jess. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Random.
Okay, that's kind of anticlimactic.
Jess?
It is.
Hello, Jess. Yeah, we'll get back to her. Hello, Chris. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola. All right, Chris, let's start off on some positive questions today for the random questions. Go positive. Keep Friday's show rolling. All right, Chris, what would you say you have a soft spot for? What do you have a soft spot for?
You see kittens, the meld, kids, whatever it might be, dude.
Mm-hmm. Blondes.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, oh man, right? Because we're all an apologist for something. Like,
right.
Ted, you have a soft spot for the Kennedys.
I do.
Right? It doesn't matter.
We also found out from Friday people have a soft spot for boobs.
Yes, they do.
So what would you say you have a soft spot for?
Oh, I guess I have a soft spot for my own kids.
Well, yeah, we would hope you do.
Okay,
we hope when it comes to your own children, you have a soft spot.
Okay, how many children do you have?
I have 2.
You have 2. Are we in the tree here? Which one is your favorite? Since you have a soft spot for both of them.
I do have a soft spot for both of them. Obviously, you can't say one of them.
Okay, we'll ask a different question.
You can.
And this is how you hint it. Which one of your 2 children, based on your observations, is most likely to be arrested on a felony?
Oh, see, that's
See,
hard.
with my kids,
really loud.
I believe my son will be arrested 12 times in his life, but all of them will be stupid. Like, he went streaking, or he did a cannonball off the 3rd story of a... My daughter, I believe the FBI will monitor her for 12 years, because I believe she is one of Ocean's 11. Like, I don't know what her skill set is, but there's something about her that says she's going to be involved in a giant heist.
Yeah, that's my older son. He's a little more cold and calculating.
See, that's all we're getting at, man. You know how your kids are. How old are they?
5 and 3.
5 and 3. And boy and girl, right. 2 boys.
Yeah, 2 boys.
Oh, boy.
All right,
man.
All right.
Has having kids helped you appreciate other people's kids?
I smile when kids look at me now instead of just like.
What's wrong with them? Why are they staring at me? What the F's wrong? Yeah, I was right there, dude. Kids just did not make sense to me. I did not understand them. Then I had kids, and I go, oh, they're all right. They're just dumb and stare a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Reason we asked,
they stare a lot.
They stare a lot, and they stare at you at a certain, because they think something about you's fascinating. So it might be, I don't know, tattoos, right? A lot of kids stare at me because of tattoos, and I get it. And they'll ask about them, and you talk. But finally, I just ask them, like, what are you staring at? Why are you staring at me, man? And they'll tell you. You have this thing on your nose, like, Jesus Christ, I wish I hadn't asked. But if you just ask a kid, they'll be honest.
Well, it seems to be a little bit more common these days.
What do you mean?
You know, like just growing up, it wasn't the tattoos weren't prevalent, but there just seems to be.
No, they were all the same.
More of an acceptance, just different. You know,
they were military, or they were like a faded green with like a crappy dagger.
No, it's like my daughter's got like 10, 12 tattoos.
Sure.
So I mean, it's just like a normal part of life. So the reason we asked, what do you have a soft spot for? Dave Bautista, great guy both on and off the screen. He just adopted a 3-month-old pit bull puppy from a humane society in Tampa Bay. Puppy was found eating trash with a metal chain embedded in her neck. Well, last week...
Embedded?
Yep.
Jesus.
Dave offered to personally deliver $5,000 to anyone who stepped forward with information regarding the pup's abusive owners. The reward has since increased to $11,500. I don't think with Dave Bautista, anybody's going to come forward and say, oh, yeah.
It's not
that
right.
thing you love? I was the person responsible.
There's no chance.
I was the one doing that to the dog you like.
Yeah.
He said, quote, to me, there's nothing more innocent and pure than a puppy. For someone who can abuse a puppy has got to be the lowest form of a human being. Pure evil. Makes me sick to my stomach. He posted a video introducing his new family member, who he named Penny. She joins 2 other rescue pit bulls in the home. He said, quote, she's healing up nice and recovered. She'll never be abused again a day in her life.
You know, there's just such a difference. I mean, like, look, nobody wants anyone to abuse puppies, right? But if Andy Dick said, I'm putting out an $11,000 reward, person might come forward, like, yeah, it's me. What are you going to do about it? Mm-hmm. Dave Bautista, you're like, shh.
Yep. Random.
Hello, Sal. Welcome to the men's room.
Random.
Hola. Sal, welcome to the program. Random question. I think you can do this. You seem like a decent guy.
You don't know that. His name's Sal. You trust the Sal? I feel like Sal is... You're not like my lawyer friend.
No, Sal can get you something. He can get you anything you need.
Yeah, but I don't feel like...
Not a Vinny.
Not a Vinny. No, the stuff you get me is less illegal than, say, Eddie or Vinny. But let me rephrase this. You will get me something that is legal, but you will go through illegal means to get it.
Right, like a couple cartons of smokes.
Right. You know what I mean? You're not slinging drugs. But hey, man, you need a new car from the chop shop? Call your man Sal.
Some bootleg hooch? Right. Sure. All right, Sal, how about this?
Very accurate assessment.
Yeah. How did you help someone, or when have you jumped in and lended a hand?
Oh, boy.
Last time you did something good.
Still talking about how my name is Sal, and I'm always on the cusp of being illegal. So
yeah. Right. Well, I mean, heck, even if you just give somebody something free that you stole, I mean, it's still nice.
He gave him a carton of cigarettes that he had in the trunk.
Hey, take this gun that I used. It's yours now. Have you ever given lended anybody a hand or helped anybody out?
Yeah, that's one. I mean, I have a really good neighbor. Well, all my neighbors that I live around are pretty sweet. They live on the older side, and so I'm always trying to help them out. Most of them are in their 70s, and we're the young kids on the block, and so we're always trying to do what we can to, they help cutting down a tree. I'm out there helping them cutting down a tree, and then they're always asking, you want me to, slip you a couple of dollars? I'm like, that's no big deal. That's all.
I was going to ask, do you offer or do they ask?
No, I usually offer. They very rarely ask, because I'm always the guy to help out, and so that they kind of feel like they're abusing me at this point. But, one day, like a Sal will do, one day I'm going to ask for the favor back.
Yeah, well, just like, hey, the name's Sal, you owe me.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of mafioso.
Yes. All right, well, the reason we asked, how did you help her? How could you lend a hand? Here's a cool story. This comes our way from King 5. A piece of rock and roll history helped a Seattle band put on their first show since their bass player was shot stopping a gunman.
What instrument did he play? What brave man stood up to protect the rest of the people?
The bass player. Because he wasn't talking to any women at the time, so he was standing by himself and saw this go down. Sure. At a sold-out show Sunday night, bass player Darren Wall took the stage for the first time since he was shot. In early September, Wall's band Greyhawk was playing a show in Boise, Idaho, when a man with a gun tried to enter the venue. while Wall pushed the man to the ground and was shot in the leg. Police arrested the shooter, identified as a 26-year-old man named Ethan Bird. Well, Wall has been resting since the shooting. Bullet is still inside his leg, by the way. He admitted he was nervous and excited to play last night at El Corazon. After 3 weeks off, his band was ready to perform again in a show that will go down in rock and roll history, thanks to a throne used by only a handful of stars. There are 3 people who have used that chair. There's Dave Grohl, Axl Rose, and Guns N' Roses, then me. The throne belongs to Dave Grohl. He used it to rock out while sitting after breaking his leg during a show in 2015. Wall said he made a comment about hoping to use the throne on a radio program, and social media got the attention of Foo Fighters management. See the power of radio.
Oh, wow.
Very cool. He called me from the MTV VMA Awards, and Grohl said, I'll ship that throne up to you at my expense. Well, the throne allowed Wall to rest his leg while playing. One change needed to be made to the chair before it was shipped because Wall was shot in his left leg while the chair was built for Grohl, who broke his right leg. Either way, Ref Taylor, the band's lead singer, believes the throne is a deserving honor. What he did in Boise was absolutely in character and absolutely an extension of how he lives his life day to day. Good stuff right there.
Nice.
Yeah. More of the Random Question on the way. 206-421-ROCK.
Realtors abide by a code of ethics. This is Article 9 in action. Beth, a first-time homebuyer, knew nothing about the home buying process, except that she wanted to buy a home. But her realtor had the expertise to make sure Beth understood every document, even giving her copies to review with her lawyer so Beth could close on her first home with confidence. Complicated things explained in simple terms. The difference between an agent and a realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Kickstart summer with Memorial Day values at Lowe's. Choose 4 more eligible Samsung appliances to complete your dream kitchen and laundry room. Plus, get 10% back via MasterCard gift card rebate. Also, save now on the latest Samsung appliances, like the bespoke refrigerator with panels in a variety of colors to mix and match. It's an easy way to create your own unique look. Memorial Day values start now at Lowe's. Shop in-store or online today. Offer ends June 13th. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
99.9 KISW. Yeah! You're in the men's room.
It is our Random Question. 206-421-ROCK.
Random.
Let's try Jess again. Hello, Jess. Welcome to the men's room.
Random.
And goodbye, Jess. Hello, Wes. Welcome to the men's room.
Wes is here. Hola.
Hola! Thank you for being here, Wes. Welcome to the program. Welcome to the Random Question. All right, let's go with this one. Wes, what would you say is the grossest or most disgusting habit that you've ever had to tolerate from somebody else?
Oh, man. So I had this dude that I worked with, and he would cough up the most gross stuff ever and just spit it into a bottle. It wasn't even like he wasn't even dipping. He would just all day cough up the grossest crap. And it was like yellow and brown. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I'm going to throw up.
Was he a smoker?
He was, and we rode in a truck when I was in college together, like delivering janitorial supplies all day. And I just had to sit there and be like, okay, just don't look at it. You'll be fine.
He would spit it into a clear bottle?
Yes.
All right. That's the way to mess with people right there, man. My grandmother used to do the same thing, but she had the decency of at least spitting into the empty half-gallon milk thing, so it's cardboard. But, I mean, it did not seem weird to me as a kid. Looking back, I understand it was gross, but in the course of having any conversation with my grandmother, she would...
my grandma did the same thing.
Really? What the hell is it with grandmothers, man?
My grandma smoked non-filter Pall Malls, and she would sit at her little desk in the kitchen in Jefferson Barracks, which it's an old military base. She just, and I'm like, okay,
yeah,
cool, Grandma. I'm just trying. I just want to watch wrestling.
I mean, about at what age did it occur to you? Like, this is kind of gross, man.
Oh, the first time I saw it, the first time I can recollect it.
Okay,
I'm guilty as charged on that. I don't put it in a bottle, but I'm a big time spitter.
You're a spitter, but at least you're not spitting indoors.
No,
in a bottle where we can look at your loogies.
I don't know what it is about me. As soon as I step outside, I spit on the ground.
Sure.
I mean, it's just like this weird habit I have. I don't know.
Is it something with smoking? I'm not coming down on you, but I notice a lot of times when I see, like, if I'm walking behind somebody smoking a cigarette or something, they seem to spit more.
Maybe. They probably do. I mean, you get lung butter, all the rest. Mm-hmm. The first time I saw someone do a snot rocket, I think I was 14, and it was a chick with a beard, man. We had just moved to Baltimore. I went downtown, and then I had to find the correct bus stop for the bus I needed to get home, right? And I roll up to this woman in downtown, and I was like, excuse me, is this where you catch the number 3? And she turns around, looks at me, smiles. I can tell she's about to answer my question. And she puts her finger over her right nostril and blows this snot rocket out onto the street, right? But when it hit the street, you hear it, you can see it glistening. But no, she is not done yet because you have 2 nostrils, see? Then she placed her finger over her left nostril, blew out the other side. And as she's doing this, I remember she had a neck beard. All of this is true. But then she turned around, she's like, yeah, baby, you just want to go one more block. I mean, she was very, very sweet. But when I got home, I remember telling my mother, like, people are different here. Yeah. Women have beards and they do snot rockets, man.
I feel like snot rocket, if you play whatever age, if you play football, you get pretty good with snot rocket.
Sure.
Yeah. Or baseball. The reason we asked what's the grossest or most disgusting habit that you've had to tolerate from someone else, we head over to India. A Muslim man from India reportedly tried to divorce his wife of 2 years because she does not bathe daily. And they fight every time that he asked her to bathe. The man, during counseling, repeatedly and firmly told the court that he wants to end the terms with a woman. He also gave an application to get a divorce from his wife as she does not bathe every day. Upon learning of her husband's decision, the woman turned to the Women's Protection Cell, saying she wanted to stay married and asking for help to ensure that happened. She gave a written complaint stating that her husband has given her pretext on not bathing. We're providing counseling to the couple and their parents to save their marriage. We're trying to counsel the man to not break his marriage with his wife, as it's a minor issue which should be able to be solved.
With his stinky, stinky wife.
We're also trying to make them understand that the divorce can affect the upbringing of their child. Now, because the reason for the divorce application does not fall under any violent act or crime against women, they cannot go forward. But the organization hopes that the couple will be able to resolve their matter with the help of counseling. We stay in India. A 20-year-old Indian woman filed for divorce from her husband this week, claiming he stank too bad because he only bathed once every 10 days.
Smell it.
The woman filed the application to divorce from her husband on the grounds that he did not maintain proper hygiene and did not have any manners. She argued that being married to her husband, a 23-year-old plumber, had been a humiliation and had ruined her life. In her official divorce application, the woman wrote that her husband hardly ever bathed or brushed his teeth and didn't follow any social etiquette rules. She asked the court to rid her of her husband. Husband stinks. He does not shave and bathe for nearly 10 days at a stretch. Moreover, he doesn't brush his teeth. He also doesn't have any manners and does not follow etiquette. I don't want to live with my husband anymore. I can no longer bear the humiliation. Kindly get rid of this man. He has ruined my life. We have no children. Even our relationship as husband and wife is not cordial. Life has no meaning. It's worthless. The 21-year-old woman claimed, adding that she expects her husband to return the jewelry and other valuables that he received from her parents when they got married. And one more. A Taiwanese man
need that back.
Recently had his petition for divorce approved by the city district court after claiming psychological torture due to his ex-wife hygiene habits, or lack thereof. The woman, surnamed Lynn, allegedly bathed just once a year and only occasionally washed her hair or brushed her teeth. The hygiene was so questionable at the time they were dating when she bathed weekly, but that behavior worsened after the wedding. Her weekly showers
Let
became
herself go, Miles.
monthly showers, then biannual. And when she started bathing only once a year,
Jesus,
just couldn't take it anymore.
That's fair.
Man said that due to Lynn's unsanitary habits, they only had sex once a year. which prevented the couple from producing any children in their decade-long marriage. Both the plaintiff and Lynn are unemployed, with the former claiming that she had dissuaded him from working, convincing him instead to stay home and care for his elderly father-in-law. I had an opportunity to work as a building security guard, the guy said. But Lynn's mother paid the couple's daily expenses, and without any other source of income, they could barely get by. We remained poor, as neither one of us held a job. So they're thinking about once a year is probably not an ideal amount of time to bathe.
It's really not. No. It's not. I don't think most people would agree. It's funny. We were talking about grandmothers.
I love showering.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the fact that I get clean, fantastic side benefit, but rarely is that why I'm there. You know what I mean? Unless you did something gross. Somebody here says, oh, God, I had a coworker that would spit his dip on the floor of our office. So I did ask.
Oh, God.
I said, the floor. And they said, oh, yeah, the floor. But, Miles, did you read Ace Frehley's book?
I did not.
All right. So Ace Frehley, guitarist from KISS, coming up a little bit later, possibly. He was writing about his time in the band. He and the drummer, Peter Criss, they were the drug addicts and all this kind of thing. So the way band management worked it out, because Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley, they do not drink, they do not do drugs, right? Peter Criss and Ace Frehley did. So they made it a point that Peter and Ace could not share a room, because you knew what would happen. So they put Ace with Gene. Gene being the kind of guy he is, Ace is like, dude, if I haven't cracked a beer, Gene, he's just it's not freaking, I can go to the bar and get hammered, but you can't do anything in a room. But he did point out, he said, now the odd thing about Gene Simmons, well, he did not drink or do drugs or anything like that in a room. He said, we would check in, and I mean, at the time the KISS was on top of the world, man, they're getting great hotel rooms. So Gene would roll and throw his crap on the floor, but would start doing snot rockets, just spit loogies onto the floor. Yeah, Ace just said, he said, they have a very temperamental relationship. He goes, look, we don't always get along. There are moments we hate each other, but the truth is we love each other because we know a lot. But he's the most disgusting and vile human being that I've ever had to spend time with. And he said it wasn't
that's
like
wild.
He said you wouldn't know it about him because the way he carries himself, he does nothing wrong. He's one of those guys. But he's like, dude, you'd walk into the hotel room and just and just like it lands on the carpet, man.
The worst one for me, man. One of my best friends growing up. Other than this one particular thing, I had no real. He was an easy roommate. You know what I mean? Like just easy to get along with. Everything else. But he would always do. He was one of those guys where he would not go to class before noon. All right, so he would sleep all morning long.
Did he have classes before noon? Or
maybe his first class was at noon. He'd wake up at 11, jump in the shower real quick. I'm long gone by this point in time.
Sure.
I had to take all my classes in the morning because that's just kind of how life rolled then. To get these classes done, that was the time they were.
Right.
I'd get up early in the morning, then I had to practice after that. His trick was this. Chad, every time he got in the shower, before he get in the shower, he would take a huge dump, right? But it was like back in the day when it's a thunder shower, so get out of the shower. He would not flush the toilet because he started the water running and didn't want to jump in, right, to get cold water. So he would close the lid to the toilet, but he would never remember to flush it.
That is key.
So when I got home and I went to use the bathroom and jump in the shower, there is this day-long waterlogged turd.
Which now no longer looks like a turd.
It's just it's huge. You can't even believe it came out of somebody.
Right.
It's just been sitting in there for 6-7 hours. And I mean, it was clockwork. At least 5 out of 7 days a week. He never flushed the toilet after going number 2. And it was just like, oh, God, you're killing me. I'm like, why can you never remember to do this? It's like, well, I get out, the lid's down, I sit down, I get dressed, I'll leave.
Now, look, in theory, I did that once, and I had a good thing going. Same kind of thing, right? I take a dump, and I know in my house, if you flush that toilet, you're waiting 10 minutes before the water can get warm in the shower, right? So I'm like, well, I'll just poop now. Same theory. Close the lid, and that's my reminder. Well, except that it wasn't. I totally forget that I've done, and like I said, for about a month, I'm doing okay with this practice. And we're at work, and I get a somewhat angry but more disgusted text from the wife. Says, did you forget anything today? So, I'm looking in my bag. I'm like, nah, dude, I don't think I got everything.
All good.
She's like, you need to flush the toilet. And I'm like, oh, God. Because not only did I leave poop in, there's one of those poops where your stomach hurt and all that kind of thing. And normally, if I saw the lid down, flush the toilet. Completely forgot. So I have not done it since then. She was like, what? I mean, we will get divorced if I look in there and see that again. She's like, it was... Because she's like, it had to be about 9 o'clock that you dropped it in there. That's roughly what time I hit the shower. She's like, it was about 4 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And I wandered in there, and she's like, it's just different. I was like,
Dude, I've done it to myself.
Oh, I've done it to myself, too. But it's
like just same thing. Just not even thinking, putting down the lid,
daily.
and then hopping in the shower. And then it's like you get home and you're like, what?
You've done it, but this is not a daily thing. I mean, this was guaranteed. I mean, you could put money on that. You could walk in there
every day.
If he's not there and he's gone and he's showered, you could guarantee. I'd show people. I'd be like, dude, look, Chad's not here. Let's go in here. Watch. I'll show you. They'd be like, oh, God. I'm like, he does this every day. He does this every day. I just want you to know. And I have learned this in my adult life. As, within the last 10 to 15 years, there seems to be more of a trend of unisex bathrooms.
Sure.
As far as just a washroom, you know what I mean? It's single use. You lock the door, you go in there. Anytime and every single time that someone does not flush, the seat is always down. There is urine in the urinal, and there's toilet paper in the urine, or in the toilet.
Right.
All right. So, honest to God, 99.9% of the time when someone doesn't flush and I use a bathroom, it's a woman who sat down to pee. And I don't know what that fascination is. I don't understand if it's like conserving water or other women think it's okay to pee on top of other people's urine or what the deal is. But
there's a weird thing with women, right? Because women,
I'm telling you right
understandably, they visit your home when you're a single guy.
They would flush. I believe they would flush in my home.
No. I'm saying
I've had a problem with my kids, with anybody I've gone out with.
But I'm saying if you're smart, you will clean your bathroom as a guy before she gets there because all your pubes and all the rest.
Yeah.
Always turn off the big thing. And if you visit a single chick, usually her bathroom fairly spotless.
Yep.
But then somehow when you get into the public realm, and it's not that guys are particularly awesome in the bathroom, but typically we keep things in our lane. Where it's supposed to be is where we find it. And to the point of your unisex bathrooms, maybe people don't want to have the discussion, but I appreciate the honesty of guys. When they open the door, they see you're next in line, they will look you right in the eye and be like, brother, sorry. Or brother, I just bothered. Brother. It's like, but you're given a warning, and if you so choose, maybe you wait a minute. Women have this thing, they open the door, and there's a definitive look on their face
of terror
that says, hey, I just blew the bathroom up. And then when you go in, it's not just that it stinks, but it's like you partly missed the toilet. There's dirty toilet. And, like, why did you put toilet paper in the trash can? Like, guys, it cannot be the same. So I just don't understand. You visit a woman's house, bathroom spotless.
Spotless.
You take them out in public, they're just like, poop anywhere, man.
And how does the toilet paper always end up on the ground?
Again,
I don't know.
Put it in the toilet. It's not that hard.
I've never missed.
And if you do, that's it. If you
pick
do
it up.
And I know it's got a guy, because if a guy did that, it'd have poop on it.
Right.
That's why we use toilet paper.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Or to have snot on it or something. It's not just like 5 sheets that fell on the floor.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I would rather follow a dude in the bathroom than a chick.
Absolutely.
Random.
In fact, and I will not say any names. It just made me laugh. When Robin was working with us, the only woman on the show, therefore the only person to use a female bathroom. And she walked out of there one day, and she looked shell-shocked. Like, what's up? And I will not say the coworker's name. She said, man, I rolled in. One of our coworkers was already in there laying down the law. And Robin said the sound, the smell, the grunting was so disconcerting that she had to leave. Well, fast forward. Yes, that's exactly it.
Right. You win the prize.
Mike nailed it. About 2 weeks later, Robin again, she goes to the bathroom, and she said, so-and-so was in there when I opened the door. I'm like, well, it can't be the same thing again. She's like, I opened the door, there's grunting, the splashing, just everything. She's like, when that... Oh, yeah, she said it's... So, while I'm really entertained by that and had a good laugh, the problem was, every once in a while you walk by this coworker, and it sucked because every time I saw them from that point, all I could think is, you have dirty, loud, toxic poops.
Yeah. But that doesn't surprise me.
No, it doesn't surprise me, but you don't necessarily want confirmation of it, you know?
This is many, 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 many years
ago. I like to might guess.
Yeah.
One guess.
But one day I almost said, like, I need to go tell
it's all the pizza sheets.
He needs to go to the doctor right now. Like, he needs to be let go for the afternoon, and he needs to go get a doctor appointment. I think I came back to the desk and like, Steve, this guy's going to die.
No. You need to understand, Miles has been saying this for months. But this one particular guy, he would go to the bathroom, and he lit it up in a way that I've never personally experienced outside of him. But Miles seemed to cross paths with him more often than not. He's like, man, I'm telling you. And I think Miles is saying this as a joke.
No, I'm being sincere. Like,
he goes, man, this guy needs to see he's going to die. He's going to die. I'm telling you, there's nothing natural. I'm like, oh, ha. I'd always have a good chuckle. I believe he's dead now.
No, I don't think so. I don't know.
Is he still alive?
I'm not sure.
Miles was correct. Let's just put it that way. This guy, whatever.
It was not good.
Because every time, Miles, you think he's still alive?
This is not good. This is not good.
You think so? Okay.
All right.
Miles should follow him into the bathroom and get an idea. He's going to die,
Well,
man.
if Miles said it, then we know what happened. Yeah.
Hello, Manuel. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Manuel, welcome to the program. The random question. Let's go with this one.
Yep.
What have you won?
Sorry. The daughter wanted to mention what she can't tolerate is her mom's body. That's what she said.
Her mom's what?
Body.
She has a problem with her mom's body?
Yeah, my daughter, because she heard the last question, and she goes, what can I tolerate? Oh, I know, my mom's body. I'm like, that's messed up.
Wait, now be honest.
How old's your daughter?
9.
You got to tell her that's not okay.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, you got to tell her that. All right, let's go to this question. What have you won in your lifetime, Manuel? What's the biggest thing you've ever won?
I guess well, my mom won the lottery, and they were about, I think she won $55,000. But me personally,
Jeez.
I think the biggest thing I won was we had a tournament for Guitar Hero here in California.
Okay.
And we had first place, and we won $6,000.
Well, that's a big deal, man.
That's not bad,
That's
man.
very cool. All right, I've never won that kind of money before.
Yeah.
Damn. All right. Glad we asked you that question.
What's the most money you've won, Miles? Because you hit what? You had to pull tabs or something last week?
I won like 380. Don't hit that music yet. I got to read the story. The story is very important. About
All right.
what have you won in your lifetime? I won like $385.
Right. But for you, that's you.
Yeah,
You do those scratch offs every day. You pull tabs once and win $385.
Quote, the reason we asked the question, what have you won? The quotes came in this morning on the press. It said, best kicker the NFL's ever seen. One of the greatest plays in NFL history. Justin Tucker of the Baltimore Ravens kicked a 66-yard field goal as time expired Sunday, doinking off the crossbar and through to lift his team to a 1917 win over the Detroit Lions, the longest field goal in NFL history by 2 yards. Tucker, as soon as it left my foot, I knew I was going to have a chance. But I was short from 65 in pregame both ways. For whatever reason, I just couldn't get the ball to go. Thankfully, we found an extra yard and a half that I didn't have 3 hours before. And I'm grateful for that. Coach John Harbaugh said, got a little supernatural push, saying that Justin Tucker is, in fact, the greatest kicker in NFL history.
And you know how we found out? I had the privilege of getting to actually watch the game, thanks to a hookup from my brother. So so they didn't actually show the gamer. So I'm going to tell you why Justin Tucker got this opportunity to break the NFL record for the longest field goal. Because our wide receiver, Marquise Brown, dropped 3 effing touchdown passes that were literally in his hand. No one stripped him. They did not knock it out. 3 times. It should not have come down to this. So I'm very happy for Justin Tucker, but you got your shot because Marquise Brown needs to get his ass kicked.
I thought you could say he got his shot because the refs didn't call delay a game.
They ain't called delay a game, but according to the refs,
all the things.
their clock was different.
More of the random question coming up. 206-421-ROCK.
Realtors abide by a code of ethics. This is Article 9 in action. Beth, a first-time homebuyer, knew nothing about the home buying process, except that she wanted to buy a home. But her realtor had the expertise to make sure Beth understood every document, even giving her copies to review with her lawyer so Beth could close on her first home with confidence. Complicated things explained in simple terms. The difference between an agent and a realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Kickstart summer with Memorial Day values at Lowe's. Choose 4 more eligible Samsung appliances to complete your dream kitchen and laundry room. Plus, get 10% back via MasterCard gift card rebate. Also, save now on the latest Samsung appliances, like the bespoke refrigerator with panels in a variety of colors to mix and match. It's an easy way to create your own unique look. Memorial Day values start now at Lowe's. Shop in-store or online today. Offer ends June 13th. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details.